Yes, good morning, Richard.
Sir, the biggest question now is what was your basis for saying that these universities have student recruitment for the communist rebellion? And does the NTF-LCAC have any evidence to support these claims?
Yes, we got this this report from the files of Vicente Latad, one of the Central Committee officials who were arrested some 4 years ago. And according to his documents, all of these universities, they have party cells in these universities, 18 of them in Metro Manila and another 11 outside Metro Manila, especially in the Visayas. So yes, and if you monitor if you're able to witness the Senate inquiry, all these former cadres whom we presented in the Senate as reference person were telling us about all this recruitment that's happening in the school.
Sir, with all these information that you've gathered, are you planning to file charges? And if so, who will be the respondents? Would it be the students or the organizations?
Filing charges, maybe not yet, but what we want to do is really to inform them and yes, convince them that there's an ongoing recruitment in their schools. I don't know now with this COVID, but it's a fact that they have to acknowledge. If you recall, when I uh, when I made a report on this 18 schools sometime September 2018, there's a huge controversy on this, and people wouldn't accept my statement as a fact. Now everyone is coming out. They're talking about how they were recruited in the schools. But as far as filing cases is concerned, I guess I'd leave it to the legal authorities to do this. There's a national task force legal cluster to handle this thing.
Sir, moving forward, what are you planning to do with these universities, considering that some of them are private schools?
We've been engaging many of their administrators, the school administrators. We've engaged the Catholic Educators Association of the Philippines regarding this issue since 2018 and 2019. So we want to continue this engagement and hope to be able to come up with some concrete plans to address this. But this recruitment right now, I think it's happening online. So wala pang face-to-face na ngayon. But that's still ongoing. The recruitment goes on, and we can monitor many of this in the websites.
Sir, will you be able to disclose on which university perhaps has the most active NPA recruitment?
Uh, First, I'd like to warn you about using NPA because it's a step-by-step process. You are not recruited directly to join the New People's Army. You'll be recruited to join these legal front organizations first, and then you undertake several courses, Communist Party courses, until you're convinced to join the armed component, which is the New People's Army. So there's no recruitment directly to the NPA in these schools, but they're recruiting these students to become cadres of the CPP and eventually become cadres of the New People's Army. So, yes, let's go ahead.
General Parlade, you were saying?
Yeah, I corrected you about recruiting students to join the NPA. And I was just telling you this process. They are not recruited directly to the New People's Army, although there are New People's Army cadres who goes to the schools and recruit them to join organizations. So these are legal front organizations. They are legal. As far as we are concerned, they are legal. But they are doing illegal things using this this legal front organization. So what we are trying to do now is to make people understand how this process is being done by the Communist Party. Uh, I guess we have a chance right now, especially, and we need to do this, especially that we now have this anti-terror law, and many of these acts of recruitment, of preparatory acts, to aid terrorist groups, they are now being penalized by this anti-terror law. So we need to make sure that our students understand this. Kasi mayroon ng pananagutan sila. Hindi yung tulad ng nakaraang batas, Human Security Act, halos hindi nila maintindihan kung meron silang pananagutan, kaya patuloy yung involvement nila with this underground organization. So yes, we need to do this right now, make them understand the intricacies of this recruitment of the Communist Party of the Philippines.
Thank you, sir, for those clarification. Finally, ang sabi po ng University of the Philippines is they're very much open for a dialogue. Are you planning to talk to UP officials to address these issues?
It's a policy decision. I think the Secretary Lorenzana gave them some conditions. Yes, of course, we are open to talks, but they have to also comply on their end what they can offer in order to solve this problem. Because really, the Defense Department is not up against the institution, University of the Philippines, but we're just checking some of the loopholes that we have, especially as far as this accord is concerned. So yeah, I think it's a good move. Of course, lahat yan pwedeng madaan sa magandang usapan, especially kung maganda naman talaga yung pakay ng bawat party. So I don't know how they are going to the student sector, especially these violent groups from among the students will respond to this.
Alright, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Thank you. That was Lieutenant General Parlade. Meanwhile,
Thank you, Sam.
Meanwhile, experts affiliated with the health department clarify it is still premature to say that the COVID-19 UK variant is deadlier. They say it is possible that the new variant has been infecting more vulnerable people, such as the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions. But despite the threat of the UK variant, it is possible to use the same strategies to curb its spread. That is, of wearing face mask, face shield, and proper hand hygiene. As of now, the Philippines have 17 confirmed cases of COVID-19 B117 variant. Now, 1 year ago, Wuhan, China became the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the central Chinese city is slowly trying to go back to normal, despite the reported new infections in the Middle Kingdom. Camille Sabonte with this report.
The former epicenter of the pandemic has not recorded a single new case in months. Because of this, some are relieved that Wuhan is now much safer than last year. But still, everyone in the central Chinese city can be seen wearing masks, and many are still stressing the need to be careful.
这肯定是好一些的，但是要警惕，还是预防，戴口罩，按照科学的防范呢进行防范。
我就希望就等着吧。之前我们也是被关在家里，也蛮痛苦，但是就自己想着总有一天那个病毒会完的，所以要有耐心。
These emotions were heightened recently as the case count from outbreaks in northern China showed little sign of tumbling, while the pandemic has remained relatively subdued in Wuhan. China reported a slight increase in new overall cases of COVID-19 as it marked the anniversary of the disease's first emergence in Wuhan.
肯定担心呢，所以说现在武汉也应该是说尽量的大家不要外出。 外面的人尽量不要进来，因为北方的疫情很多都是境外输入嘛，所以说外地带去的，大家减少流动，就减少这个疫情的扩散嘛，就地隔离，那么说对病情的控制、疫情的控制是很有好处的。
The National Health Commission said 107 new COVID-19 cases had been identified on Saturday, up from 103 cases the day before. The Commission added in a statement that 90 of the new cases were local infections. Beijing launched mass testing in some areas on Friday. Shanghai tested hospital staff as China faced its worst virus outbreak since March, with families fretting over Lunar New Year reunion plans.
疫情这个东西嘛，就是说影响对有钱人来说，他是吧？他只能少赚，我们老百姓就是说，生活各方面肯定是压力比较大的。 你在家里待几个月没有收入，你看是不是？然后加上各方面的连信用卡啦，然后房贷呀，你没收入，你到时候。
The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in mainland China stands at almost 89,000, while the death toll remained unchanged at 4,635. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
The tail end of a frontal system is currently affecting the northern and central Luzon. To give us more details on this, we have Pag-asa weather forecaster Chris Perez. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Chris, it's been rainy in the northern Luzon this past couple of days. Will it still be rainy today, Sunday, and in which areas in particular?
For expecting tail end of the system to affect the region for the region and Valley Bay. This region are expected to experience about showers and thunderstorms. We are limiting the region to be alert and possible flash floods and good to with a time frame. Meanwhile, as a country, including metro.
We'll try to fix our connection with Pag-asa and come back with that story. Meantime, prices of vegetables are slowly going down compared to weeks ago. This as the Agriculture Department is continuously bringing vegetables from the provinces to Metro Manila to stabilize prices. DA Secretary William Dar assures the public that there is sufficient supply of agricultural produce. Based on latest market monitoring, ang palaya is now at 120 pesos per kilo compared to 150 pesos per kilo 2 weeks ago. Prices of sitaw decreased by as much as 40 pesos to just 80 pesos. Now, eggplant saw a 60 peso decline in prices to just 120 pesos, while tomatoes went down to 100 pesos. Price of carrots is now at 120 pesos, down by 30 pesos. Baguio beans are now at 80 pesos per kilo, and pechay Baguio went down to 140 pesos. All right, we are going to circle back in to Pag-asa weather forecaster Chris Perez to give us details on how's the weather looking like today, Sunday. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Lisa. So far, we're still expecting some cloudy skies, moderate to occasionally heavy rains over the Ilocos region, Cordillera Administrative Region, and Cagayan Valley due to the tail end of the frontal system. We are reminding residents of these regions to be alert against possible flash floods and landslides. The rest of the country, including Metro Manila, will experience generally fair weather conditions today, apart from some isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. And so far, we're not expecting any tropical cyclone to affect the country today until the next 2 to 3 days. And that's the latest here in Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. I'm Chris Perez reporting.
Thank you very much. Again, that was weather forecaster Chris Perez. And those are our top stories of the hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.